Chapter 1. The Holy Grail of Health. An old friend used to ask me almost daily, "Are you happy, healthy, and well-adjusted?" The answer to this would be yes every time if one thing were just a little different. What I realized years later that this was a question of total being. Happy, healthy, and well-adjusted referred to a happy spirit, a healthy body, and a well-adjusted mind. What I discovered was that the one thing that needed to change seemed to always be one of two things. Life would be perfect if we could only change one thing about it. If you could change one thing about your life, what would it be? Perhaps where you live or your style of house. Working at the job of your dreams. How tall or short you are. The color, condition, or type of your hair or lack of it. Your skin complexion, color, or texture. More money to pay the bills or do the things you want. Or would it be happiness of spirit, health of body, and peace of mind? Material things, human connections, jobs, careers, and financial standings are circumstantial, temporary, and not in the realm of self-controlled states. When it comes right down to it, above anything else, the things we certainly would want to change first, and cannot stand to live with them when we have them, are stress and pain. When we are in pain, or in a state of constant stress, we cannot be happy or healthy. No matter how many material things we can put in front of ourselves, the removal of these two negative forces is foremost on our list of things to do at once. Get rid of stress and pain. We are encoded to get ourselves to a state of comfort in which we can best thrive. This state of balance is called homeostasis. Some people medicate, others meditate. I offer a different path to contemplate, one that requires merely you and no outside influences, no special herbs, no pills, no professional interventions, and with no additional cost or investment. This path will cost you only your time and desire for change. We are in a paradigm shift of consciousness as we usher in the age of Aquarius. We perceive the human potentials of the mind expanding to encompass the workings of the universe. In doing this, we also appreciate that we are an integral part of the cosmos, not just an insignificant life form. We are the conscious awareness of the universe. Within this paradigm shift is one into healthcare consciousness, by which I mean a change in how we care for our own health. The old paradigm of allopathic or conventional medicine went like this. Give me the surgery and the pills. I will not do the exercise or follow the diet. Just fix me. We have become a society influenced by a 30-second commercial, expecting results in one quick fix bottle, or a one-stop chop shop to tuck, tie, staple, fold, or remove the offending, non-behaving organ so we can fit into that bathing suit once and for all. The new healing paradigm shifts to the alternate view that it is time to take back what is rightfully ours. Responsibility. We are ultimately the ones who are responsible for ourselves, not the healthcare professional who our insurance company says we need to use. We have become such a lazy society, trained by 30-minute infomercials to expect relief, results, and grandioso gains in just one bottle. As a society, there is far too much help available, and so we have become helpless. We are so intent on instant gratification, we have become desperate. And with no personal responsibility for our own outcomes, we have become hopeless. We can be our own healthcare providers with the help of chiropractic, homeopathic, naturopathic, and energy medicine, as well as exercise, bodywork, and emotional psychological coaching. These are examples of complementary, alternative, and integrative medicine, or CAM, although the truth in this paradigm shift of consciousness would be to stop calling it CAM and call it what it is, OM, original medicine. In this new paradigm shift of consciousness and healing is the responsibility to use these modalities along with ourselves. When I say using ourselves in healing, I am referring to intuitive energy work. When you do energy work on yourself, you are an energy worker. Intuitive energy work means trusting what you feel, see, hear, taste, smell, and just know. Unquestioning response to intuition and gut instinct is a major part of being an energy worker and is our strongest tool. What we refer to as complementary and alternative to modern medicine is what our ancestors did originally for thousands of years. This paradigm shift also holds true for our foods, medicines, and healthcare. The ancients knew that food was also their medicine. If there was an ailment, they knew there was a plant nearby that held the cure. Over time and practice, they learned what to eat, make into soup, dry and make into tea, or mix with oils and apply to the body. We need to cut away all the fluff and get back to the basics for good health, survival, balance, and peace of mind. When we handle our own health and well-being, a sense of peace, accomplishment, and oneness with nature replaces the true cause of disease, stress. Stress from not knowing how old our fresh vegetables are when we buy them in the store. Stress over what unnatural substances our fruits and vegetables may have come into contact with before we feed them to our families. Stress from not knowing if an insurance policy forced upon us will give us the care and cure we need. Stress over an unknown doctor you have to see because they are the designated one your insurance will cover. It is our duty to take back total responsibility for ourselves and our families. Grow our own fruits and vegetables and herbs where we can. Avoid the unnecessary reliance on corrective doctors and unnatural therapies. Ignore infomercials for miracle gains of unknown origins. Avoid overprocessed and nutrient-deprived junk foods. There are too many unhealthy paths, too many bad choices to choose from, and none of them create happiness, healthiness, or well-being. I spent many years in the manufacturing industry practicing a Japanese method called Kaizen. Toyota was famous for bringing this mindset into the American view of quality control and scrap reduction. Kaizen translates to change for the better and means to make continuous, gradual improvement, to make simple. So to make things in our hustle-bustle life simple is to stop trying to do things unnaturally. This means accepting things as they are and then accepting things to take time to correct, to change for the better, to become stronger, and to have ownership in the ways and in the means. This will bring a sense of accomplishment, a sense of pride and ownership in the job well done. By eliminating reliance and dependency on others for things that were always right there within your reach, or that could easily be put there, we will have purged ourselves of unnecessary, obsessive, continuous stress. This accepting what is and allowing change to happen as it needs to reminds me of the writings of Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching, verse 22, where he says, "Yield and overcome, bend and be straight, empty and be full, wear out and be new, have little and gain, have much and be confused. Therefore the wise embrace the one and set an example to all. Not putting on a display, they shine forth. Not justifying themselves, they are distinguished. Not boasting, they receive recognition. Not bragging, they never falter. They do not quarrel, so no one quarrels with them. Therefore the ancients say, yield and overcome. Is that an empty saying? Be really whole, and all things will come to you. Join me for a journey into the mind-body-spirit connection, and let us understand how they all tie in together and how to better manage and rid ourselves of stress, fear, obsession, and pain. I will show you how to create a sacred space around yourself to heal from within and to make life more fulfilling, meaningful, and joyful. I am not a doctor, so my medical references will generally be simple, nor am I a psychologist, so when talking about the workings of the brain, emotions, fear, anxiety, and stress, again, my language will be generalized and simple. I am a licensed massage therapist and body worker, so I will refer to how stress and pain impact the tissues of the body. I am also a traditional angelic Reiki master teacher, magnified healing master teacher, medical Qigong instructor, advanced pranic healer, guided meditation leader, and shaman. So when talking about energy healing work, I will go into great detail. I respect all religions and beliefs, and will refer to many beliefs and teachings. However, religious convictions play no part in my work. I understand, respect, and use the concepts of God and Goddess, the duality of deity, that is the yin-yang or balance of male-female throughout the universe. I believe in dharma, destiny, karma, cause and effect, and free will, and I am a big believer in the existence of angels, or to be specific, an angelic presence, so you will see references to them often. When I refer to spiritual connection, I refer to the connection of one person to the next, or of yourself to nature, life, and the entire universe. For sake of definition, spirit, soul, prana, Holy Spirit, chi, ki, kundalini, and life force energy all refer to the energy within us. They are all the same thing, so call them what you will. How important is this life force energy? Life force energy is important enough that no matter where you go on Earth, no matter what culture, tradition, or even time period, now or any time in human history, this energy has a name and is honored as the highest connection to all of creation and or the Creator. Relief from pain and stress is the holy grail to so many people who would be happier, healthier, and well-adjusted if one or both could just be things of the past. People today do not allow themselves the time or means to connect to the natural energies around them and within them, how any other life form on planet Earth do. It is all about the ability to manage stress, ease pain, and create a sense of well-being. At all levels and realms of the animal kingdom, creatures obey the laws of nature, knowing when and what to eat, and when to hibernate, migrate, and mate. They follow the laws of nature, the Earth's cycles, and the universe's frequencies, and live in harmony with it all. When the lion misses its mark and has nothing to eat that night, it does not dwell on the failure. The lion goes to sleep hungry and hunts again the next day, without remorse, without self-doubt, and without holding a grudge against themselves for the poor performance of the day beforehand. We humans, however, do not follow this. We do anything and everything possible, it seems, to fall out of sync with nature and its natural rhythms, by smoking, drinking, taking drugs, not eating and drinking correctly, sleeping irregularly, working too hard, and not taking care of ourselves. Not only do we hold remorse, self-doubt, and grudges, but we also ignore all the warning signs of stress, illness, fatigue, and disease. When animals are taken as pets is when we see them with the myriad of diseases and conditions we humans have. You do not find these problems in nature because they only exist when these animals are introduced to humans and their inherent stresses. This is due to humans having the power of choice, free will. Human negative energy affects our pets because we are sympathetically connected to them. They are tuned into our frequencies. Everything vibrates at its own frequency, e.g. light, sound, microwaves, radio and TV waves, and everything that has life. The natural rhythm or frequencies of planet Earth are seen and felt within the tides and waves of the sea. The animal kingdom is always going with the flow and riding the waves. Humans inanely fight the waves and try to change the course of rivers, thinking they can predict the weather and be prepared for anything Mother Nature has to throw at them, merely to be proven wrong time and time again. We fight this losing battle for no better reason than to let our egos think we are masters of our planet, and we exercise our free will to choose the wrong paths. And worse yet, more times than not, we know the difference all along. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? At some point in our lives, we humans decide that all of these bad choices, habits, and addictions are not such a good idea after all. We want to get back on the right path again, to a healthier way of life, eating, exercise, proper rest, and relaxation. By this time, it's too late. The damage is done. Or is it? Let us explore just what this damage is, what it means, why it is there, and what we can do about it. The human body is comprised of cells, bones, organs, muscles, nerves, veins, and various other forms of tissues. The human body is amazing. It rebuilds itself in less than 2 years, and practically 90% in less than a year. DNA renews itself every 2 months. We have new layers of skin in 1 month. Your liver rebuilds itself every 6 weeks. The lining in the stomach resurfaces itself in 5 days. Your brain rebuilds itself in a year. Blood replaces itself every 4 months. And the body rebuilds the entire skeleton in about 2 years. Therefore, every few years we have a new body, so to speak. Why is it then that an injury, scar, condition, or disease can stay with us for months, years, decades, a lifetime? Cell memory. It is because our bodies remember everything. Memory. Every cell in the body has memory. This is where the collective mind or consciousness actually lives. Not in the brain, but in every atom of the body. The matrix of atoms throughout the body store data like no computer on Earth can do. Cells are made of atoms holding memory, or a piece of our collective mind. If a cell is damaged, the next cell to replace it remembers the damage, and a new cell with the same damage is passed on. I have read that for each generational copy of a cell's memory, it sort of fades, like photocopy generations, which means the true reason for the memory of the trauma or disease also fades. The memory is locked into the tissue with no recollection of why. It is blocked from recollection of what, where, or why, possibly due to the intensity of the trauma. But the damage to the cell remains locked into the matrix or memory by negative emotional energy. Remember also that everything is made of cells, our organs, muscles, bones, and brains. Therefore, in my thinking, if all of this is correct, all we have to do is unlock that negative energy of the trauma and erase or change the memory of damaged cells to again make it whole, healthy, normal, and functioning. Since energy has no physical boundaries, with electromagnetism, gravity, and the strong and weak nuclear forces of nature all representing different facets of a single force, i.e., the grand unified theory, or gut, we will see this word in a different light soon, we can influence changes to these cells on an atomic level through vibrations transmitted as energy with positive intentions. When I discuss the laws of nature later on, I will speak of the law of attraction, which simply states it is what our center of focus is on that the universe listens to. If we want to manifest our desires into realities, all we need to do is already see it happening. What I mean by this is that a positive intention creates a positive change in the energy focused to a particular area. This law can also work against us if our focus is on what we do not want. Basically because the universe does not know the difference between what we do and do not want. It simply reacts to the focus of our attention. We spend way too much of our time complaining of the aches and pains, lack of money, loneliness, stressful jobs and relationships, but without resolve. If we kept our attention on what we want, as we resolve and fix what we do not want, the focus would shift and the negative hold would evaporate. Ultimately, it is all about the power of the mind. Affirm what you want or desire, then release it to the universe and see it already happening. This is all very easy to say, but not so easy to do. Many motivational speakers talk about how we should think and be and what we should do, but they do not address the basic problem that humans have. This is the reason so many of us are broken. Our nervous system has two modes of operation, if you will. The parasympathetic nervous system handles stimulation of rest and digest, or feed and breed activities, which occur when the body is at rest, particularly after eating, and include sexual arousal, salivation, lacrimation or tears, urination, digestion, and defecation. This is when the body heals itself, when it senses comfort and protection, when, in other words, it is stress-free. The brain produces hormones that promote healing of any kind. This is the only time the body is receptive to healing, when it is stress-free. Otherwise, the body is in its complementary mode, which is the fight or flight response, which is stimulated by the sympathetic nervous system. This is when the body or mind is in stress mode. Any stress can trigger this response. The brain will not produce any healing hormones because it is in a protective posture. The parasympathetic nervous system is in the autonomic branch of the peripheral nervous system and is said generally to have cranial sacral outflow. This stands in contrast to the sympathetic nervous system, which is said to have thoracolumbar outflow. Cranial sacral outflow provides relaxation and is a reset mode, if you will, to everything attached to the spinal column. Thoracolumbar outflow goes straight to the skeletal muscles for fighting or taking flight. So what does all this mean? That when the body is experiencing any form of stress, the autonomic nervous system, which handles digestion, regeneration of damaged tissues, relaxation hormone production, and healing, cannot be turned on. Only one system runs the brain at a time. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. What could possibly create stress in the body and mind that would cause fight or flight mode to be switched on constantly? A child in school competing for grades with testing. A parent with a teenager who just got his driver's license. A college student spending 4 stressful years competing for a degree to get a job that pays well in an economy that has no jobs. A person stuck in a toxic relationship. A person stuck in a go-nowhere job. Obsessive thoughts. So how many of these examples resemble your stress? These situations cause a constant fight or flight mode. Stress is the controlling factor here. The sympathetic nervous system is in overdrive. It was not intended for that. Fight or flight kicks in when the lion is chasing you. When you get to safety, it switches off, and rest and digest mode switches on. So, if we are a society of constant stress, guess what? We never go into healing mode. Ever. Sort of makes sense when we see the countless thousands who can't seem to lose weight. They can't because their stress response is telling the brain to store everything as fat to be burned instantly, with no physical output. No calories burned. And there you go. This also holds true for injuries not healing, and surgeries not doing what they were aimed to do. I'm referring to unnecessary physical modifications. The Holy Grail is having the knowledge and control to switch off stress. With this, we can also see pain leave more quickly. To start this path to self-healing, you only need to look at where you are right now. This is the starting line, and congratulations. This is exactly where you should be in space at this precise moment in time. This is what we refer to as shaman time, being exactly where we need to be at the time needed to be there. This is the reason you are here right now reading this. It is your time to make a positive change from within. Something deep down inside is telling you that there has to be a better way, and you are right. The way is you. Self-healing means taking on the responsibility and mindfulness to fully heal from whatever it is that inflicts you, be it a disease, or what we refer to as dis-ease, health condition, hereditary dysfunction, or any other physical, emotional, or mental illness. There is no one method of completely healing any condition by doing one particular modality. Full healing requires encompassing all realms of human existence. The full body and all of its intricately woven functions and systems. The mind, which includes memories, traumas, fears, obsessions, and predetermined outcomes. And the spirit, by which I mean the energetic self, life force energy, chi, ki, or prana. How we've arrived to the point of needing healing is also an important factor. What have we fed our bodies? What toxicities and heavy metals have we exposed ourselves to? What stress have we been put through? The fact that most conditions have come about through many years of abuse, neglect, unknowing environmental exposures, and stress also means you must be willing to take the time to unravel, cleanse, repair, rebuild, and heal each layer. By doing this, you heal once and for all. Unlike with modern medicine, which only suppresses the symptoms. If the underlying causes are not addressed, the original problem still exists and will resurface again. The first step is creating a mindset to heal, accepting everything for what it is, and allowing everything to be as it is, channeling your thoughts in a positive manner, and knowing and believing, without doubt or fear, that you can heal yourself. This is followed by healthfully and naturally making your food your medicine, creating new daily habits, learning ancient rituals and traditions, making tools for self-healing, and taking back responsibility for your own health care. The result is a new way to walk through life, walking as if. Whether you are a practitioner in the healing arts or just someone who is tired of being told that there is nothing else to do, or that your pain is all in your head, or the worst, that if you do not take these prescriptions or have this surgery, you cannot and will not heal. Reiki, or any other healing modality for that matter, is not a replacement for a healthcare professional. If you have a serious condition or are under a doctor's care for a specific condition, seek professional guidance before considering energy work. Energy work is a form of complementary alternative medicine. A complement is not a replacement. Use it with discretion and with the best of intentions. When your intention is for the best and highest good for yourself and for anyone else involved, known or unknown, it is the way of nature and will manifest into a reality with harm to none. To your health, happiness, and well-being. Namaste, Tony D.